Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smackdown rebound. This Smackdown was, how do you say, weird, interesting, and kind of crappy. Some of the stuff was good, some of the stuff was just crap. But before we get into Smackdown, I have a lot to mention. First, the Big Show. The Big Show has an injury. He's playing off this injury very well. Actually, he's acting like that he actually does have an injury, but he does. Somewhere down the line, he tore his labrum or labrium or however you can pronounce it. Now, apparently, a labrium is two different places. I don't know which one it is. Apparently, a labrum is in your shoulder and it's in your hip. I don't know which one he's done. Randy Orton. The Randy Orton punt at Extreme Rules was a one-time thing. WWE thought, it's Extreme Rules, let's do something extreme, and that was what they did. It was only at Extreme Rules. Will we see it again? Probably not. It's like the pile driver. It's an illegal move now in the WWE. If Randy Orton does it unscripted, he will get into trouble and probably be fired because he's already got 2 strikes against him for drugs. But it was a one-time thing. Don't expect to see it again unless it's scripted. And I doubt it'll ever be scripted again unless it's at like another Extreme Rules pay-per-view, or unless he turns heel at Payback and they let him start using it again. If you guys watch NXT, I'm sorry. This is a spoiler alert. Fast forward maybe like 10 seconds and you will find and you won't have to hear this. Bo Dallas is the new NXT champion. Who was a former NXT champion? It was Big E Langston. What is WWE doing? WWE, they are making cuts, especially in the developmental phase. No one so far has been cut from the big Raw, SmackDown, and all that. The biggest one is Audrey Marie. But what WWE is also doing is they're getting rid of their superstars from the past. And this brings me to the next part that I really want to talk to you guys about. They're getting rid of their superstars from the past. Triple H, Undertaker, HBK they've already gotten rid of, Ric Flair they've already gotten rid of. They're getting rid of all these people from the past, and they're bringing in superstars of tomorrow. What I mean by that, superstars of the future. Superstars that our kids and possibly our grandkids will watch. And they've done this several times. It's not anything new, but they've done this. And this is basically, I don't know, the first time that we've actually ever really experienced this. Because they still have superstars from old eras, like the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era, which is what they called it back when John Cena first debuted. Okay, that was the Ruthless Aggression Era, when Goldberg was around. Who's the next to go? That would be, unfortunately, it's sad for this channel, Triple H. That's what the storyline for Raw is. They're playing it off as Triple H's last match. That his last match was Raw, and what did it in for him was Extreme Rules. That Brock Lesnar basically ended Triple H. Brock Lesnar is younger than Triple H, so he came in during the Ruthless Aggression Era, and Triple H was still around back way in the Attitude Era, back when DX in 1997 was born. Now, what do they plan to do with this? This is indeed a concussion storyline, okay? Triple H played this off very well on Raw, and what they plan to do with it is have Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, my favorite McMahon of all the McMahons, and their kids, both their daughters, to come in at some point down the line and tell Triple H that they don't want him to wrestle anymore because of what happened at Extreme Rules, because of this concussion. And this may very well be Triple H's last days. Not as COO, but as a wrestler in general. We more like if we don't see Triple H as a wrestler anymore, we will definitely see him as COO and make backstage appearances. It's just killing Triple H's wrestling career, and that's what they plan to do. But here's the good thing. Ratings, when this does happen, ratings will skyrocket because you have the name McMahon on a show, your ratings skyrocket through the roof. TNA has actually done better than WWE the past several weeks. They've outdone WWE 2 weeks in a row. Their last one, not the 23rd episode, but the 13th, I believe it was. Let me check that real quick. The episode of, the 16th, did way better than Raw and SmackDown combined. They had like 1 million some odd. They're getting ready for their Slammiversary, okay? But this is what is supposed to kill off the Triple H character. Kind of like the triple powerbomb through the table on the Undertaker is what's supposed to kill off the Undertaker character. But what they want to do, they do want to have one more thing with the Undertaker, and that is possibly a match with the Shield at SummerSlam with 2 of the guys. Probably Team Hell No, and that's probably where the Shield will lose. Let's get on with the Smackdown rebound. Even though this is a sad moment for this channel, let's get on with the Smackdown rebound. You start off the Smackdown with Miz TV, and his guest is Fandango, okay? His music hits, he dances to the ring, people are fandangoing in the crowd and booing him at the same time. No one's beating East Rutherford, New Jersey. No one. And when WWE goes back there, I guarantee you that East Rutherford, New Jersey will pull it off again. But you start off the night with Miz TV and his guest Fandango. They show what Fandango did on Raw, which is dance during the match. It's Fandango's character. This was your funny segment, okay? It wasn't the best segment, but, well, hold on, maybe it was. Let me check here. I'm thinking I'm giving this actually best segment of the night. Yeah, I'm giving this best segment of the night. Your first segment of the night was best segment of the night. Because of all the funny stuff. 2. At one point, Fandango said, I will destroy people, 1, if anyone gets close to Summer Rae again. And Jericho did that on Raw. And 2, if you guys cannot pronounce my name correctly. Well, he didn't really do that, but Miz actually said something funny in this. He said, I'm not the one who's running around the WWE looking like a big bag of Skittles. And the crowd started going crazy during that time. And they were chanting, bag of Skittles, bag of Skittles. So don't be surprised if that sticks. And Miz even said, you know what, you're the new Fruity Pebbles. So he may even be on cereal boxes now like John Cena is, and be known as the new Fruity Pebbles or something like that. If John Cena and Fandango team up if Fandango ever turns heel, they might be known as the Fruity Pebbles. Who knows? Or the fruit flavors. Who knows? But at one point, Wade Barrett interrupted, and he was upset at Fandango and for the loss on Monday. He says, if I ever come face to face with you again, I will bust your teeth all down your throat. And then Miz reminds Wade Barrett that he's got a title match, actually the first match of the night, a title match at the first match of the night, and that's for the Intercontinental Championship. There was 2 title matches tonight, and they reminded each other back and forth about who won, who lost, and all this. Like I said, next was your IC title match. It was the Intercontinental Championship, Miz versus Wade Barrett. Fandango was on commentary. Fandango dances during the match again. This to me is fine. It's Fandango's character. He's a dancer. He might look like a big bag of Skittles, but it's his character. He's doing his character right. He's doing what his character does. I'm liking Fandango more and more and more each week. This is one of those guys that I want to see more of. This is one of those guys who's going to be the future of the WWE. Will he win the title? I guarantee you he will. Maybe not a top title. Maybe he'll be like a Kofi Kingston. But like I said, they're getting rid of the top guys. I told you, the Shield reminds me of these different guys. And they may very well be. Fandango may very well win a new title. They gotta replace Kane. They gotta replace Undertaker. When they find a new replacement for a guy, they'll more than likely get rid of him at that time to bring in that character of now. Okay. During the match, like I said, Fandango dances, and at one point he dances really close to the ring. Miz actually does like a baseball slide type thing and knocks Fandango on his ass. And Miz won this by DQ because Fandango didn't like it. He does a forearm shot to Miz, and the ref saw it, disqualified Wade Barrett. So no title switch hands. And at the end of the match, Wade Barrett and Fandango are stomping on Miz, and Wade Barrett sees it, and he kind of backs off and gets ready for his bull hammer elbow, and he does the bull hammer to Fandango. And it's the reason he says, "I'm going to knock your teeth down your throat." Your next thing that you see is Daniel Bryan pulling up his knee pads, and you see him kind of shaking his head, all grimacing, and he's all mad the fact that people are calling him the weak link of Team Hell No, and right now he's kind of showing it. And by the way, happy birthday, Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan turned 32 years old. Brie Bella, if you don't follow her on Twitter, she tweeted a picture of her kissing Daniel Bryan at his 32nd birthday. It would not surprise me if Nikki was there, and John Cena, since they're dating, and since it's Brie's sister. And John Cena and Daniel Bryan are best friends from this. But happy birthday, Daniel. Good job. You did great tonight. Daniel Bryan, like I said, is seen pulling up his knee pads, and Kane talks to him about how he lost his show. So technically, he says, we're the both weak links. Team Hell No is just a weak link right now because they lost the titles at Extreme Rules, and if one person loses it, they both lose it. No titles. And Kane's right. Kane has had so many title reigns. Big Show, Undertaker, Daniel Bryan. He's had a Hurricane, RVD. I think he's at 1-1 with RVD. Kane has won so many titles with so many different people. He knows what it's like to lose a title. But he always knows how to come back. But that was that segment. Your next match was actually Jack Swagger versus Daniel Bryan, and this was a great match. Some of these matches were actually really good. There was a crap-ass segment not needed, and I will talk to you guys about that terrible segment. That was a waste of time on Smackdown. You could have had the highlight reel or something better, or an actual match during this. The matches, most of them were all good. I think actually, hold on. To be honest with you, all the matches tonight were really good. You only had a couple of segments that were crap, that were not needed. But like I said, Swagger versus Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan actually came out with Kane. And Bryan, at one point, he's put in the Tree of Woe, which if you don't know what that is, and you play WWE 13, go throw your guy at the turnbuckle or knock him into the turnbuckle. If you have an Xbox like I do, hit the down on the right joystick, and he will put him in, and your guy will put him in the Tree of Woe, which is where he's hanging upside down by his ankles. And from there, Swagger starts doing these knees. He didn't do it to the gut, and he didn't do it to the thigh. He did it between the two. So he did it in the nads. Okay, that's what I'm going to call it. He did it to Daniel Bryan's nads, because you can tell he didn't do it to the thighs. He didn't do it to the stomach, because one, he was aiming too high to do it to the stomach, and he was aiming too low to do it to the thighs. So there's only one area he could have done it in, and Daniel Bryan's got to be in some pain after that. Now, I can see why he did what he did at the end of this match. Anyway, at one point, Daniel Bryan tries to put Swagger in the no lock. Swagger reverses it and actually gets him in an ankle lock, which was a pretty cool sequence. And to end the match, Daniel Bryan had him down, and he started stomping on Swagger's face. My God, I mean, he was just stomping away on Swagger. And then he applied the no lock and got the win. Well, Kane he held the no lock for so long. Kane had to go in there and pull Daniel Bryan off. And so Daniel Bryan gets off, and he kind of starts. He's still pissed, and Daniel Bryan goes back on him and slaps on the no lock again. So Kane pulls him off again. Now what this is leading up to is another Bryan Kane match at SummerSlam. Yes, they are planning on doing this, but here's also something. What WWE wants to do is Sheamus versus Orton. And to do that, the only thing is they would have to make one of the guys heel. And the only guy they plan on making heel, and the only guy who wants to turn heel, is Orton. So Orton may very well be turning heel at Payback, and that's why he's got that smirk on his face for the Payback poster. So don't be surprised if we see a Orton heel at Payback, which is in June. It's June the 16th, middle of the month. Well, Daniel Bryan won that match, like I said, by no lock. After the match, like I said, he slaps on the no lock, and Kane pulls him off again. Now, like I said, they come back from a commercial, and they show kind of what happened during the Last Man Standing match. I actually watched the Last Man Standing match on YouTube, so if you guys didn't see Extreme Rules, you can see some of the matches. Not the full thing. I haven't been able to find the full thing, but I have been able to see the Last Man Standing match, and it was pretty good. For the beginning of it, Ryback was dominating, and Cena would come back and put him to a table and all this, and yes, it ended in a no contest when Ryback speared Cena through the light thing. WWE wanted to have a breakaway thing, whether it was they were thinking the cage, and they're like, not the cage. They thought they thought of some other match, and I think that they were actually going to think of doing a ring collapse during Extreme Rules for the strap match, actually. And then they're like, no, not there. And the breakaway they did was the Ryback John Cena Rivalry. They like this Ryback John Cena Rivalry. It's going through Payback, which I don't really like the fact that it's going through Payback. I think that they could actually do better with Payback, because this rivalry has not been that long at all. You could bring back a John Cena Randy Orton rivalry for Payback. This is supposed to be old feuds get settled, or old feuds become renewed and get settled, like John Cena versus Randy Orton, or Randy Orton versus Triple H. But during the commercial, if you have the WWE app, they debuted something that I might actually buy. They debuted a Ryback action figure. Now, it's about time Ryback actually gets his own action figure. Looks pretty cool, okay? Comes with weights, comes with his own Ryback shirt that you can take off, and it looks really cool, actually. But who was advertising it was so not necessary. It was Yoshikatsu. He's one of those guys that you should get rid of. Now, this was your worst segment of the night. Oh my God. Damien Sandow has officially disappointed me after this segment. What WWE is trying to do with this is have a Damien. They want Damien Sandow on TV more, and they can't think of any matches for him, so they're having his own talk show type thing. And Damien Sandow calls the crowd at one point a denominator of fans, which is like the lowest thing of fans in Omaha, Nebraska, by the way. And this dumbass in the crowd, this was actually a funny part. This dumbass in the crowd was like, yeah, that's me. I'm a low denominator. What? Dude, you're calling yourself an idiot. You are an idiot now for doing that on national TV on Smackdown. Okay, this was a bad segment, and what's this not called? You have Matt Striker in the ring, at this big old table, and then you have Damien Sandow. In the middle of the table is something that they call a Gordian knot, and apparently, if you're able, this is this knot is supposed to be the most impossible knot to untie. If you're able to untie this knot, you'll rule Asia. Matt Striker tried it, he couldn't do it. Sheamus comes out, he tries it. Sandow gets pissed because he's getting close, and the fact is, this match was just crap. I really don't want to talk about this, but I got to for you guys. And Sheamus wants like I said, Sheamus wanted a shot at it. He took a shot. And Sandow says, you know what, I'll do it. So he takes the knot, puts it on the table, pulls out bolt cutters, cuts the knot, and says, hey, look at me, look what I did. Sheamus got pissed, tried to go for a bro kick. Sandow jumps over the table and avoids it and says, haha, I knew you were going to go for the bro kick. Haha, I'm smarter than you, and walked off. That was that segment. It was crap. Not needed. Worst segment I've ever seen on SmackDown, I have to say. Okay? Start labeling Sandow boring. He has not been winning. You put him back with Cody Rhodes, put him back in the tag team title hunt, and maybe he'll do something. Plus, if you notice, he cut his beard some. It's now to actually his chin, and not a little bit longer like it was. Next is a team that I want to see come back, actually. You had Jericho versus the Big Show, but are they going to come back as a team? I doubt it, because like I said, they're getting rid of their guys. Jericho has probably been my favorite team over the past 3 years. In 2010, Jericho was basically born. Late 2009, 2010, because they were at WrestleMania 26 defending the tag team titles, and Jericho lost, and that's where Jericho basically split, was the Monday after that, I believe. Jericho is a great team. I love the team. I love their song. I love their song so much, I've got their song on my phone. Okay? And that was probably my favorite team of recent memory. Shield is great too. Shield is another one of my favorite teams. But, like I said, I want this team back together. And how this match ended, okay? This match was great, but how it ended was they went outside and they got close to the timekeeper's area. Jericho did a code breaker to the Big Show, which knocked him over the timekeeper's area. Jericho saw it, ran back into the ring, and got a count-out victory. This I'm fine with. This is a great count victory, actually. Because at the end of the match, Big Show got pissed, picks up a chair, and as he's about to get in the ring, Jericho does a baseball slide, hits Big Show in the face with it. Jericho picks up the chair and hits Big Show maybe twice with it, or maybe even once, and Big Show runs off. But this was actually a pretty good match. They show your Raw rebound, which is where they showed the third Paul Heyman guy being Curtis Axel. And they showed the Triple H match, and what I told you guys about. This is a concussion storyline. He doesn't really have a concussion, it's a storyline concussion. And this is what they're going to lead up to for Triple H's ending. It's the end for Triple H as a wrestler. It's not the end of Triple H as the COO or Paul Levesque. They might even kill the name Triple H and bring Paul Levesque in. Maybe, I don't know. Paul Levesque is Triple H's real name. Vocare ad regnum is French, and it means thy kingdom come. Because Triple H is a French person. Curtis Axel came out and was with Paul Heyman, and they talk about, well, first off, Paul Heyman talks about all the success he's had as a manager. First manager to be a double manager at WrestleMania. Punk and Brock Lesnar. Even though he lost both. And the fact that he led CM Punk to a 434-day WWE title reign. And he did. We all saw that. And the only... And the fact that he was the only one to do so, of being the man, like I said, to have two guys, to lead you guys to a WrestleMania match, but yet lose, which is no big deal. Paul Heyman is a great manager. He's probably the manager of the year. But Axel says he is responsible for what happened to Triple H. Not necessarily. Brock Lesnar, the Beast, is responsible for what happened to Triple H with the vicious sledgehammer shot. That is a match I really want to see because they debuted a new steel cage. Triple H did not actually enter the match. He didn't do his entrance. He actually jumped Brock Lesnar before the match and slammed him up against the cage, and then they got in the cage, and that's how the match started. But then that led to a Curtis Axel versus Sin Cara match. Sin Cara to me is going to be the next Rey Mysterio. Sin Cara is young enough, maybe for the next 10 years, okay? But he's to me going to be the next Rey Mysterio. He might have been with Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio says he's retiring soon, which he needs to. He's had so many surgeries on his knees and so many surgeries in general. He's just getting old, bitter, and crippled. Every time it seems like he steps in the ring, he has to have surgery. That's where Rey Mysterio is. He's still out rehabilitating from his last surgery. Rey Mysterio, or Sin Cara, is, I guarantee, your next Rey Mysterio. He's not as good as Rey Mysterio, but he is your next Rey Mysterio. You had Curtis Axel versus Sin Cara, and Curtis Axel won this, of course, because they debut a new guy. You've got to have your new guy show his dominance for maybe even months, like Ryback. Then they had what was supposed to be your main event, which is your United States title match, Kofi Kingston versus Dean Ambrose. Kofi Kingston did enter this match first. For when Dean Ambrose started coming down, okay, he was carrying the United States champion and the United States Championship, and for maybe 2 seconds you saw Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins carrying the tag team titles, and then they turned around and went back the way they came and sent Ambrose on his way. Why? Because during the match, the Shield kept trying to interfere, which was the tag team championship, and they did, which caused a DQ. Teddy Long comes out and makes a 6-man tag team match between Kofi Kingston and the White Serpents, or the White Vipers, or the Celtic Viper, or whatever you want to call them. I like Bro KO more, so. But that's they made Kofi Kingston and Bro KO. That's what I'm going to start calling him now. Bro KO versus the Shield. Okay. And the Shield won this. It kind of wound up how every 6-man tag team match winds up. One guy comes, or everyone's like out scattered around. One guy slips in the ring with the last guy who's in the ring. He does his finisher. The next guy comes in, does his finisher. The next to that guy. Another guy comes in the ring, does his finisher to that guy. That's basically what happened. Orton, let's see, where is it? Orton. Well, the Shield basically controlled this match for most of the thing, and Orton hit Reigns with the RKO. Rollins takes a bro kick, but where this match ended was Ambrose hit his finisher on Kofi Kingston, got the 1, 2, 3. Okay? After the match, Team Hell No comes out, throws Dean Ambrose out of the ring, and Orton hits an RKO on Rollins, and Ambrose takes a bro kick to end the show. Now, I said the Smackdown was crap. The only part that was really crap was the segment with Damien Sandow. So I take back what I said at the beginning. SmackDown was actually pretty good, except for that useless Damien Sandow segment. It was boring, not needed, and I almost fell asleep during it. That's how bad it was. I wanted to come back in here at that time and play my new game I got. And I will be showing you guys my new game I got. Assassin's Creed 3. I haven't played much of it yet, but it seems like every week now I'm getting a new game. So Roxio is coming. I've got money now. It feels great to have money now. Last week was Tomb Raider. This week it's Assassin's Creed 3. Next week might even be Black Ops 2. And I will be sporting my not new, but my Black Ops t-shirt. Where is it? Oh, where is it? There it is. I will be sporting this probably next week while I'm playing it. See? I got it cheap. I didn't buy it on Amazon. I bought it at Walmart for $7.50. You can even buy a t-shirt like this for $7.50 at Walmart. I gotta go find it, and I have this thing. I play the game. If I have the game for the shirt, if I have a shirt for the game, I will probably wear the shirt while I'm playing the game, and then bring my show to you guys if it's a show night, Mondays, Fridays, and Sundays. This Monday will be a special Memorial Day, this Monday Raw will be a special Memorial Day Raw. It'll be a special Memorial Day Raw review for me, because I got a lot of people who are in the military, a lot of people now who are in the military, and tune in for the Payback review the Payback prediction night on June 15th. No matter what, it will come to you guys, whether it's June 15th, the 14th, 13th, 12th, 11th, or 10th. Depending on my schedule, it will come to you guys sometime that week. Because I got no Extreme Rules predictions, dude. So, that'll do it for the Smackdown Rebound. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys for Vlog Weekly, where we will talk about whatever kind of news I can find. It might be even about TNA. It might even be about more cuts that WWE is doing. But like I said, I will see you guys for Vlog Weekly. And I am the true YouTube champion. RKO7001 is close. He just needs to get a better belt. But I am the YouTube champion. And I'm checking out.